Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to one of my favorite shows ever, Ghost Whisperer, with Season 1, Episode 13, Friendly Neighborhood Ghost, and Episode 14, Last Execution. Two very exciting sounding names for these two episodes, just like I said at the end of the last episode reaction that we did. I am really excited to see what these two episodes are going to be about. They seem like they're going to be pretty exciting, especially based on the ending of the last episode, in which we got the reveal of our villain for Season 1, which I'm honestly not that big of a fan of, from what I remember. I don't think he was that entertaining of a villain. I especially feel like he was kind of try-hard and corny. I much prefer the villains of the later seasons, but still, I'm pretty excited to get into these two episodes just to see what we're gonna get with those two, because like I said, they just seem very, very exciting. So without further ado, I guess we should get into it. Although, before I forget, I do have to remind you that you can get a full-length version of these reactions over on my Patreon and my Ko-fi account, where by subscribing at the specific tier I've created for it, you get access to pretty much all of my full-length reactions. But if you don't want to go over there and do that, and you want to just stick with the YouTube reactions, you are free to do that as well. I don't want to force you either way. So yeah, enough with the chit chat. I guess without further ado, let's get into episode 13, Friendly Neighborhood Ghost, in 3, 2, 1.
We're looking for ghosts. I can't see them anymore.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, you grow out of it.
Can you?
Well, nope, I don't see any.
You can't see ghosts. You hear them or feel them.
Right, I did not know that.
No, you very much can see them.
Did you hear that?
But
Something in the
I
bushes.
don't understand what causes them to grow out of it. For the kids to grow out of being able to see ghosts.
If we take the ball, we throw it far enough, he will keep going until he goes into the light, right?
Well, he has to see the light first.
The kids.
I don't think it's the kids.
What are you doing? That is private property, right?
Yeah, mine. I just rented the place.
Don't you have keys?
Lost them. Oh, I'm sorry about the noise. I tried every door, but...
How about we call the cops and make sure that that's the case?
Todd Darcy.
Jim, Clancy, my wife, Belinda.
Nice to meet you guys.
So you're moving in now?
Yeah. I've been real busy and I don't have much stuff, so...
Sounds sketchy. What the fuck?
Todd's not the only one moving in at night.
Why the creepy ass fucking crow? What the fuck? You ask a lot of questions.
Those are gorgeous fixtures.
Hey, I know this guy.
Original?
And also, I think I remember watching this episode, because I'm getting a lot of familiar vibes from this shit. How did you get such a fucking scratch? You barely fell. What the fuck?
Why are you following me?
I'm not. I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. Liar.
Stop it!
How is he able to do that?
Todd? Todd, can you hear me?
Is he okay?
No. Call 911.
You're an asshole.
Let him die.
Why? What is your problem?
He's a murderer.
Well, why didn't you say so right off the bat?
Do you think he killed her?
I know. I know. Should have never sent her away. I didn't know what else to do.
Sent her away where?
Boarding school. She needed it. She needed the discipline.
Well, you're clearly not the best person ever either, so who the fuck are you to punish this guy if you don't have the proof that he killed her?
No, I know what you mean.
It's just too dangerous.
Oh, come on, Melinda. Don't give me the sexist card. He means that he doesn't want you to get in trouble and hurt.
Oh, no. Don't go making me the bad guy just because I care about you.
Man, don't get all noble. There's a difference between caring and controlling.
No, wait, you know...
He's not trying to control you.
Alright. Fine. Good night.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love you too.
I think I remember what was the thing about this episode, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. It's probably true, I'm pretty sure it is, but again, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm not gonna say it. Man, love the weather.
What's the matter? Are you scared?
Well, you're holding a fucking shovel. Why wouldn't I be scared?
Be quiet and don't move.
Please, just let me go.
Just what I said, everything'll be okay, right?
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm on it. There's something in here with us right now.
You hear that? He thinks I'm something. He doesn't know who I am.
Something's coming for him.
Tell him why I'm here.
Stop it! I can't
Tell him why he's being haunted.
Tell him why he's being haunted!
You're being haunted because of Stacy.
You know about Stacy?
You tell him you know he killed her. He's a murderer. Maybe he'll kill you next.
I thought you weren't speaking to me.
Back in England, in the 1500s, I think, they discovered that they'd been burying people sometimes that they only thought were dead. So they started burying them with a little string tied around their wrist that led up through the ground and out to a bell that sat in the grass by their grave. And then someone from the village had to stay up all night, waiting for a bell to ring.
Hence, graveyard shift.
Hence dead ringer.
Huh. Funny you mentioned that. Why do I remember this show actually using this at some point?
Well, I can't stand it when things aren't right with us.
I don't like it when you treat me like I'm a child.
I don't. Okay. But look, are you gonna honestly tell me that I shouldn't feel worried about what's happening here? And you gonna tell me that you feel safe?
I have to do what I have to do. And sometimes that's not totally safe. Neither is your job. But I don't tell you that I can't let you do it.
I love you.
Well, I would say it's a little bit different, Melinda. What's the worst thing that can happen with Jim? A car crash. That was the worst thing that happened.
He's getting ready to go somewhere.
Well, with you are constantly under the threat of ghosts. Ghosts that are getting more and more powerful. I personally don't think she's dead. Told ya!
She's alive.
Dun dun dun! It was so obvious. What otherwise would be the twist in the episode? Because every episode has to have a twist, you know? It's kinda easy to predict once you realize that.
What are you doing here?
Long story.
Please, can we just talk? Todd, who is this?
She's a nosy neighbor from across the street. But she knows.
What do you mean she knows? Knows what?
Says your grandfather was one of the lousy one who's been doing all of this.
My dead grandfather.
The Shelter Harbor School for Boys and Girls. It's the kind of place where parents would send their kids to break their spirit. Come get you in the middle of the night. There's this one teacher who really loved his job. This is Mr. Papasso. Sadistic guy.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Stupid bullshit, and I fucking hate it. And any parents who do that to their kids can go and die.
Play games for your head and beat you.
That's bullshit.
One more.
That is fucked up. That is so fucked up.
Back. Told her she was going into the observation room.
Fuck yeah. Spit on him.
We all knew
That bastard.
you want by Papasso, and there was just another guaranteed beating. She knew she'd never make it through 3 more years there. So she decided.
I'd rather die. I'd rather die.
Then they started questioning me, and people were out searching. It just got way too big.
Yeah, it got out of hand, but you still did the right fucking thing. Fuck those places. Fuck parents who do that shit to their
She
kids.
was a kid.
Those parents do not deserve to be alive. I'm sorry.
Kept her secret.
You're a despicable piece of shit if you do that to your kid.
He really loved her.
Doesn't matter. I know what we did was wrong, right? We didn't know what else to do. I mean, it was. What were you there for? You weren't there for her.
Shelter Harbor was the only place for her.
She was beaten wild. There was a teacher there that singled her out. She was abused.
I didn't know that.
Well, what do you think is gonna happen at a place like that, you fucking piece of shit? That's what these places are for. You think school is fucking prison? Those places are actual hell.
You're lying. You're trying to make this all my fault. You. Who killed her? You are the one who killed her.
And you stop it! Stacy is alive and she chose to disappear because you wouldn't help her. That is why you lost your granddaughter, alright? Not because he took her.
Your grandfather's telling me that he has your locket. The one that he gave you when you were 10. You told her about that.
No, I didn't.
What's on the locket? What? What's engraved on the locket? Patience. He's here. He can hear you. You never gave me a chance, Grandpa. I just wanted to matter.
You tell her she didn't matter. I thought I had to be tough with you.
Yeah, you all fucking say that. You always use that fucking excuse.
Oh, sweetheart, I tried to save her.
Sorry, I'm a little bit
Stacy, people do things.
reliving some of my
They
life
try to say sometimes
experiences.
They have to save
I
themselves.
haven't been to a school like that, or the equivalent in my country, even though I don't think there is that kind of
I would
stuff
take
nowadays.
it all back if I could.
But
I'd
I've
do
still
anything.
have went through decent amount of abuse.
Look at her. She grew up strong and she's so beautiful. She's the picture of
And I've
her mother.
heard that bullshit many times.
Time to move on.
Why? Isle's gone.
Yeah, I got an interesting job offer. Teaching computer to the kids at Shelter Harbor, so. No room and board.
And Stacy?
Yeah. Yeah.
He actually looks like a nice guy now,
What
huh?
about your secret?
Well, we decided to confront it all, and let the chips fall. I'm really sorry about it.
You were never a dull neighbor. Look,
That's for
I
sure.
can't thank you enough. Seriously, for me, for Stacy, and Lyle.
Okay. Pretty fun of an episode, actually. I really enjoyed that one. I really liked the guy who was being hunted by the ghost. I don't remember his name, Todd, I think it was. He was a pretty entertaining character, but I think this episode definitely left a mark on me when I was a child, because I definitely remember this one. I definitely do. I remember this guy, I remember the story about it with the girl escaping. I definitely remember this episode, and I think it's pretty fucking obvious why I remember this episode. You saw me how angry I got with the boarding school bullshit. I think it's safe to say that that's why, because it left a mark on me when I was a child, when I watched it, of how enraging it is. Because I hate that bullshit. That fucking concept that you can send kids to a school to be abused, beaten, just because they are acting out or you just don't like who they are. Like, even if your kid is genuinely being a piece of shit, how do you think is that gonna solve anything? How? How is that supposed to solve anything? It literally is, the beatings will continue until morale improves. That is what it is. Why don't you try to solve the issue that is causing your kid to behave like a piece of shit like that? That's what you should be doing. And it's not gonna be easy, but that doesn't mean you have to send your kid to fucking suffer and get abused. Like, even the concept of sending your kid away to a place like that where they don't want to go to me is fucking fucked up. Even if they don't get abused, fuck you for being such a piece of shit that you don't want to take care of your child. Maybe if you don't want to put the effort to take care of your child and solve their issues without sending them to a place somewhere else to get disciplined or whatever, maybe you shouldn't have had that child in the first place. But yeah, I really get enraged by this. It just pisses me the fuck off. Because if there's one thing in the world that I hate more than everything, and there's a lot of things that I hate more than a lot of things, it's seeing the powerlessness of children against adults' authority and the way anything can be done with them. It's fucked up. It really is. And this is gonna be something that I'm gonna try to remember for the rest of my life, because I remember when I was a kid the powerlessness that I faced whenever I was abused in the ways that I was abused. Yeah, you can clearly see that this is an emotional issue for me. But yeah, otherwise, like I said, pretty entertaining episode. I think the most exciting thing about this episode is just the concept of the ghost's powers growing. Like how Melinda says that the ghost technically shouldn't be able to do that, or at least they didn't used to be able to do that, but their powers seem to be growing. Like, I like that concept. Like, we're halfway through the first season and we're already starting to up the stakes little by little. I really, really like that. It just makes for a more interesting and entertaining show because it makes the ghost more threatening. And they already feel very threatening to me, because how the hell are you supposed to get rid of a ghost? They have some influence and power over the world. Not too much, but they have some. And you can't get rid of them by killing them. Like, there's nothing you can do. Even Melinda, who can see them, there's nothing she can do. And she's, in some ways, even worse off than the average person, because she's also affected by their emotional states because of her power, you know? But yeah, pretty fun episode, pretty entertaining, very emotional reaction. I definitely liked it. It might be a little bit of a high rating, but I'm kind of wanting to go for a 9.4 out of 10. It might be, again, still too early to give such a high rating to an episode, especially because it's not like the best episode. It's definitely entertaining, but I wouldn't say it's like a mind-blowingly good episode. So I guess it's more fair to go for something like an 8.4 out of 10. Depending on where we go with this show in terms of its quality, I guess you can pick and choose which rating to go for, the 8.4 out of 10 or the 9.4 out of 10. I'm kind of for both, you know? I just don't want to blow my load with the ratings for the show too early before we actually get to the good stuff, and then I would have to rate them like 14 out of 10 or 20 out of 10 or whatever. Because that kind of kills the whole point of having an out of 10 kind of system. Like, at that point I might as well have a 14 out of 20 or whatever. So, yeah. Really fun episode. I guess now we're going to be getting into the next one, which is called Last Execution. And again, I think I also have some faint memories about that one. So I think I'm also going to remember a lot of things about it. And I bet that bell thing that they mentioned about whoever is in the grave being tied to a bell, so if they wake up when they thought they were dead, it's gonna play into, potentially might play into the next episode, but it's definitely gonna play into stuff this season. Because I definitely remember that being a thing. And it wouldn't surprise me. There is a precedent for things that seemed very tiny in one episode to become the big thing for the next episode. Like a Chekhov's gun kind of thing. Because we had the guy with the tattoos who was like a random victim or random guy in an ambulance die in that one episode. And then he was like the main character for the next one. Or the one after that. I don't remember. So yeah, I guess we're gonna find out by getting into episode 14 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, I remember this. I definitely do.
No, I think it just gives you an edge over the competition. I mean, wouldn't you trade an ear for immortality?
How about a finger? I got 10 of those.
You always gotta hear yourself.
These are amazing.
I don't know, they're a little bleak for me.
Well, life can be bleak.
Another optimist heard from. What are you drinking?
He's just tired. Look at the eyes.
They're the eyes of a killer. Cleet Youngblood murdered a man in '89 and spent years on death row.
Last man hanged in the state, 93.
Rumor has it that a German investigator...
That thing is so gonna move and scare the fuck out of Melinda.
Alright, how did we get invited to this?
Celebrating a man's execution, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, bro.
You're right. I should have let you know.
Tell it to him, girl.
Please, take your painting and go home before I call the police.
No, I'm not finished.
Yes, you are. Take her out.
Is she gonna be helping a ghost from a long time ago? That's a new one.
He was my father, the artist.
Oh, okay, so I guess he's not an
Of
old
course you didn't. I
from
got
an old
when
time.
I was 8.
Look, I know this is gonna sound weird, but do you ever feel your father's presence?
All the time. He's always with me. If I didn't think he was watching me and I was going through this crap all by myself. My father was a genius. You don't kill genius. He wasn't a murderer. He didn't deserve to die. He was set up. He was an innocent man.
2 episodes with people framed for murder. Interesting. I'm seeing a pattern.
Talk too much.
Do they still hang people?
I'm sure they do somewhere.
What about here?
The last man executed by hanging in the United States was Billy Bailey. September 25th, 1996, Delaware. Impressed, huh?
How did you know that?
I read it in the brochure. Come on. He chose hanging over lethal injection. He was a purist.
Could you cut it out? I gotta go home to an empty apartment.
Oh, that was good.
Sweet dreams.
Man, I love Jim. He's so good. The American justice system still fucking killing people. And you know what's the most entertaining? It doesn't even matter anymore whether you did the crime or not. The Supreme Court of the United States has said that your guilt or doesn't matter. You could have been the most innocent person in the world, but if you have been tried under false pretenses, you are fucked. Jesus Christ, that is a terrifying experience though. But it's clearly not. She got an impromptu haircut. Man, I love me that kind of weather with like the trees blowing and hitting the windows. It's so fucking atmospheric. I love it.
Hey.
Hey, you're here early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. Oh, what's that gonna be?
Hey, she actually got a proper haircut now, I think.
Wow, you cut your hair.
In a manner of speaking. Jim and Freddy Krueger. It's a long story. Coffee? I can't keep my eyes open.
Yeah, I'll pay. You know, it looks great.
It does.
Your hair, I mean.
Good, I'll make an appointment for you.
Claims I injured her ribs. Bruised her while I was reviving her. They're calling it negligence.
I can't believe it. You saved that woman's life. How can she get away with this?
She's got a doctor's report, a lawyer, and she's in the hospital. It's pretty easy, actually. You just fill out the forms, the investigation begins.
Yeah, but are you protected from this by the county?
That's the problem. Technically, I was off duty. Yeah, she's suing me personally, the squad, the village of Grandview, the county of Driscoll.
What are you gonna do?
Stay focused. What can I do?
What a piece of shit. She's doing fucking insurance bullshit. She's probably not even hard. Fuck your jump scare show. Oh, that's creepy. Whoa, what the fuck? That looks so weird and cool. The thing is though, can't the ghost just fucking tell her this shit? Why do they have to make her go through it? That's the most annoying thing about this. The way she has to experience it and feel it.
Why are you doing this? What do you want?
Please, make us stop.
Make what stop?
Help Leslie, so this can stop.
What can stop? How does helping Leslie make you feel better? Or are you in pain, so that is manifesting as you still being choked? And you're in pain because your daughter is suffering?
Brenda, I just wanted to talk to you to see if we could try to find a solution to this problem without going to the courts.
My lawyer wouldn't like this.
Fuck your lawyer, you fucking lying bitch!
That's what I do for a living. What I did that day in the square, it was second nature. I didn't think about it. You needed help? I gave it to you.
But you did it too hard, hon.
So what?
You hurt my ribs.
Big fucking deal!
Because you fell down on concrete before I even got there. No. It goes on my record. There are legal fees.
But the county has money put aside for things like this. I just want to get what I'm entitled to.
What you're entitled to.
Makes two of us. Another thing my father neglected to leave me was talent.
Are you kidding me? That looks so good!
I think you're very talented.
What do you want?
I need you to take a look at this for me.
Where'd you get this?
It showed up at my shop. Paint was still wet.
Well, that's impossible. This is his work. No one could fake it that perfectly.
You know, I keep seeing this even at the gallery. What is it?
His mark.
When I was little, no matter what my dad was doing or who he was with, he always would drop everything for me. He told me to always look for that shell on his paintings so that I would know he was thinking about me when he worked. He put that mark on every one of his paintings. Bro discovered my father. He lent him money and he took care of him, and then when he went to prison, he became his supplier. Brushes, paints, canvas, anything he needed. From then on, my dad thought he was a saint and totally trusted him.
But you never did.
Not even as a kid. Every time I saw my dad, Ro was always around. The last year he was alive, I only saw him 3 times.
It must have been hard. You were so young.
Oh, he was the one sitting in prison for something he didn't do, accused of murdering a man he didn't even know.
How did that happen?
Melinda, meet the American court system. Court system, meet Melinda.
My father's girlfriend.
How can Leslie end up with only one painting?
Look, I never made any claims on the self-portrait, although I had every right to do that.
You are a piece of work, Mr. Rowe.
Hey, don't patronize me, Miss Gordon. You don't know anything about my relationship with Clete Youngblood. I made him. And given his self-destructive tendencies, that was no easy task. Now, what I couldn't do was take the gun out of his hands the night he killed someone. Maybe that's what Leslie has against me.
She says he's innocent.
Yeah, she does.
Who bought the paintings, Ro? Where are you sending them?
To a gallery in Munich. I hope that satisfies your curiosity.
Is this your father's signature?
I guess so.
You know, Leslie, your father had a quality that you sorely lack. Gratitude.
You son of a bitch. You may have had my father fooled, but not me, not for a second!
Jesus Christ, she's a feisty one. I like her though.
It's a double canvas.
Well, maybe there's something in between. We'll have to cut it open.
The painting could be destroyed.
Your father needs us to see inside.
What could be hidden inside then?
When you called, I assumed you meant an X-ray of the human variety.
Okay, but I assumed if I told you it was of the valuable painting variety, you would have said no.
Good assumption. Better get behind the shield. I feel like I'm suddenly in a Steve McQueen movie.
Yeah, it happens around us, man. Man, Jim has a lot of friends like that, apparently.
That's your husband?
Is she dead?
He's a good man. A righteous man. You tell him that Brenda Reese was a liar. She's no more hurt than I am. Her husband's putting her up to it. Heard him talking about it when he came to take her home. I'd tell him myself, but I don't want him to find me out here in this hallway. They think an old lady can't get around on her own.
It's the same contract Roe has, except this one says that you own 85% of every sale of your father's paintings.
Oh, come on! He gets free after that? That is so weird and cool.
Now I know what he meant. I was visiting my father in prison and I didn't know then, but they were going to hang him that night. He knew he was never going to see me again.
Don't look so scared. Everything's going to be fine. Everything you need is in this painting. It's all yours. And always remember how much your dad loves you.
Why are you crying, Daddy?
Jesus Christ, this breaks my fucking heart, man.
He never trusted Roe either.
Yep.
Why else would he hide the contract in the painting?
Hello. Hell to the yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tell him to give my daughter what is hers.
He wants his daughter to have those paintings. That's the only thing he's ever wanted.
Clete Youngblood is dead, and those paintings are mine.
And what do you think just fucking happened to you, you dumbass?
Mr. Rowe, unless you want to spend every day of your life being hanged over and over again, I suggest you do the right thing here.
No, no, no. Enough.
Does Leslie get the paintings?
Yes. Yes, you can have the paintings. Burn them for all I care. Just get out of here. Get out now!
Nice job.
Get out of here!
Nice job. So much for your ribs, lady. Whoops.
I love what you haven't done with the place.
Wow, that dress is beautiful. Both of the dresses are beautiful,
You
actually.
have your own gallery.
Oh, it feels good. I think my dad would be proud.
Yeah, he will be.
Tell me she did a good job.
I'm sorry. For everything.
I want you to know that he's really sorry.
No. You don't have to be sorry for anything. I'm going to fight for you and clear your name.
Tell her I don't want her to clear my name. She can't clear my name. I'm a murderer. One night she called me. Told me where to meet her. It was cold.
So he did actually murder that guy.
No, Daddy. You couldn't have.
She has to stop being so angry. I ruined my life. No one else's fault but mine.
He doesn't want you to blame anybody else.
If I had realized what it would cost me.
Man, her crying face is so good.
Lose everything.
What is he saying?
This story between
He's saying that
this daughter and her father is so fucking heartbreaking.
Just the two of you.
Still not enough to like really make me cry as much as I cried for the finale of Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, but I definitely have teared up. I don't know if you can see it.
Watching you paint, moving the colors around. I remember, Dad, I remember.
Tell her not to remember the man I was. But the man that she wanted me to be.
I will. I love you, Daddy.
Goodbye, baby. Thank you.
He's gone.
Yeah, he is.
I don't feel alone anymore. You're not.
Guys, to get that door open. There's like 40 people waiting out there.
Okay, you ready? I'm ready. I'm in. Hi, Thomas. My father's show.
Aww. Oh my god. This genuinely might be one of my, if not my favorite episode of the show so far. I mean, it's genuinely the first episode in which I fucking cried, which I guess was bound to happen. But yeah, I really, really like this one. It was very emotional. I don't know why I necessarily resonated so much with the story between the dad and his daughter. I don't know if it's the injustice that this guy has faced. I genuinely don't know. The most I can speculate about why I feel something like this is because I don't know for how long I've thought about this, but I guess I've kind of wanted and maybe want in the future to have a daughter. And I want to have this kind of nice relationship with her, I guess. I don't know. That's the best I can come up with. Because I guess I can see myself having this kind of relationship with a kid in the future. Whenever I have kids. If I have kids. And I guess I would just resonate with that. I don't know. Otherwise, I don't know why this in particular makes me cry. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the fact that I like the actor and the actresses for the dad and the daughter. They're both very likable and relatable. Well, I don't know if relatable is the right word, but they're very likable. And I like rooting for them, especially for the daughter. She seems very nice, and I like her personality, and I like who she is and everything. So, I don't know. It was just a very nice, emotional story, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is this show at its best, when it really fucking makes you cry. And I really hope this show makes me cry again and again and again and again, because it's so nice. It's so nice to just let yourself flow, for lack of a better term. I feel like it's genuinely underrated how much crying makes you feel better. Especially when it comes to guys. Like, I refer to myself as a guy because that's what I was born as. But we are pressured all this time to bottle up our emotions when it's not only so much more satisfying to just let it flow and get it out of your system, but it just calms down and makes you feel better. And it is an enjoyable emotion to feel. And I don't want to feel this emotion more and more with this show. Yeah, I really like this episode. I really did. Like, I feel emotional every episode, but so far, this is the first episode, I guess, outside of the one scene in which, in one episode in which we saw Melinda's grandma die. This is probably the closest to where I felt like crying. Or at least maybe there was something else during some of the episodes that make me kind of tear up, but this one was definitely the furthest I've been from tearing up to crying. It still wasn't quite to the point of how much I cried for the Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 movie, Conqueror of Shambhala. If you haven't seen that, whenever I upload it, because I'm not sure how this video is going to fit with that video in terms of which one is going to get uploaded sooner rather than later. But if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I cried my eyes out at the end of that one. It was amazing. Yeah, really emotional episode. I really like the characters. I really like the story. I really like the vibe. It was great. It was all great. But yeah, I am curious though, what do you guys think about it? So definitely make sure to comment those down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, I guess before we end this video, I should give this one a rating. I'm not sure whether I want to go full out with like a 10 out of 10 for this episode. I think it's more of like a 9.7 out of 10, if we gotta be honest. But I am still gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because it is the first episode that made me cry. So, yeah, I think it just deserves it because of that. But yeah, before we end this video though, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently one patron on Patreon, Deadpool. Thank you for your support, I really appreciate it, it really means a lot to me. If you have decided to support me, if you've continued to support me for such a long time, hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot. I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!